with Daniel Richards from Everyday Heroes for the New Wave of Classic Rock Webfest3. Hi, Dan. Is it Dan or Daniel?
Whichever you prefer. I don't mind.
I think Dan would be
Dan,
easier.
yeah.
The purpose of this conversation, Dan, yes.
Yeah.
Now, you're another of these awesome bands to have come out of South Wales.
Yeah. We've got a bit of a thing going on down here.
How are you doing this?
I don't know what it is.
I think it's something in the water in Wales, or I don't know. Is there something going on that we don't know about? It's producing such amazing rock bands?
Yeah, we get this question quite a bit, and I have to sit and think about it every time because it is such a unusual phenomenon, I think.
Yes.
I just think the current wave of bands, we've kind of inherited, I think, like kind of a great structure of venues and people who kind of were doing all this in like the 90s and the noughties, where rock was kind of a more like popular mainstream genre. So I think there's just kind of great people there kind of pushing and recognizing kind of young talented bands and giving them a foothold that maybe isn't as available elsewhere. I don't know. It's something that I ponder often because it's not lost on us. It is unusual.
I think it's a natural phenomena and it's a wonder of the world. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, I understand it was your birthday recently.
12th of June, so a little
recently
over
enough.
Recently
so
enough.
How did you spend your birthday in lockdown and what kind of presents did you get?
Tell you what, it was probably rather uneventful. I feel kind of like I'm in a bit of a Twilight Zone episode at the minute.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what I probably just spent it with my cat. I can't remember.
Oh, it wasn't very memorable then. Oh,
no, we kind of postponed the celebration until life starts getting back to normal, I think.
Yeah. Well, my birthday is exactly 2 months after yours. Mine's 12th of August.
Right.
And I've been hoping throughout lockdown that things would kind of be back to normal by then, whatever that might mean. So, still got my fingers crossed that I'll be able to do something.
Hopefully.
For my birthday. Now, you had your debut album released this year, A Tale of Sin and Sorrow.
Yes.
So,
that's right.
Tell us a little bit like that. I know you had your 2017 EP, The Other Side of Nowhere.
Yeah.
So you've got the two records out at the moment. What was it like recording A Tale of Sin and Sorrow? Were you working on it for a long time? What was the concept behind it?
Yeah, well, we kind of, it's probably the same for a lot of bands, but we're no stranger to kind of hurdles. And once we kind of got The Other Side of Nowhere out there, I think we learned a lot from that experience. We're kind of a band that is very like self-reflective and likes to kind of look at, right, what were the mistakes we made? What can we do better next time? And we tried to take all the lessons we learned from that EP to bring to the album. And I think just as a consequence of just life and being busy, I mean, we all work. Luke's kind of got a family now with his baby. And so it just became a thing that we had to do when we could all find the time to be together.
Yeah.
So the recording was probably not ideal. It was a little bit disparate where we'd have to kind of do it piecemeal, do a bit here, a bit there. And we tried to get, it kind of annoyed our fans, I think, towards the end because...
Never. I'm sure you didn't play any fans.
But Luke at live shows kept saying that the album's coming soon for about 2 years, I think.
That might be a bit annoying, actually.
Yeah. But we got there in the end. And I mean, when COVID hit, we were like, have we got to delay it again? I think we all came to the consensus that, no, we've just got to get it out, regardless of whether we can promote it with live shows or anything like that. It's just got to be something we put out there.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and just think.
And I'm glad we did. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got your latest single, Standing Stones.
Standing Stones was, well, I guess you'd say Soul to Save was technically the first single, but that was more of a we need to put something out because we hadn't. I think that came out a year and a half or so after The Other Side of Nowhere cycle kind of finished. So ideally we would have hung on a little bit later, but then Soul to Save went out. Then Standing Stones, and then All Out of Faith was the last single. We're probably going to be putting out one more before the end of the cycle. But yeah, All Out of Faith was the last single that came out, and that was in, I think, around the end of May.
Oh, right, okay. Well, one of the songs I like most on your album is The Crow, and I've playlisted this on my radio show at PZR at the moment. It's
Yeah.
currently playing, and a lot of people have got into Everyday Heroes through listening to that song, which is lovely. I want to know, what is the meaning behind the lyrics?
Yeah, it's kind of that one is probably the most personal, because
it comes across, definitely. There's
it's
personal place.
I mean, when I was putting the lyrics together for the album, we were very kind of conscious that we wanted to kind of go off in a more unusual direction. I think rock kind of has a habit of sometimes falling into kind of being a little trite, a little bit cliche, which is fine if, you know, for bands who can kind of nail that. But I think for us, we're all kind of more unusual characters, and we wanted to kind of push and see what we could really do conceptually, which is how we've ended up with kind of this concept album. But The Crow for me was a weird one, because I wanted to kind of touch on more of like my personal kind of family history without getting without being too kind of depressing. It was just something I wanted to address, so I kind of put it behind me and say we addressed it in a song. Now I don't have to kind of go back to that part of my life. And another thing, I was very cautious that because I'm not the singer, Luke's the singer, even though I write the lyrics, I kind of had to approach the band and say, look, I'm going to be writing this set of lyrics for this song. It's going to be really kind of personal to me. Are you happy to kind of sing it, even though, you know, it's this kind of this dissonance between, you know, you're going to be singing from my personal experience. So yeah, The Crow was definitely a song that I think going into it we thought was a standout. So I'm glad people have kind of picked up on it, because we've never really kind of gone in that direction musically or been so kind of open and personal.
Are you currently writing for your second album? Because I heard a rumor that you were.
Yes. I think Luke being the primary songwriter, I think he's sat on a boatload of material at the minute. I think this album getting out there and really kind of gauging people's responses to it, and what worked well or what we thought would work well but didn't quite fly. And I think it really gave Luke an impetus to be like, right, I'm going to really sit and kind of reflect on what we did on the last album and address it and try and, you know, create something even better. Because, I mean, we're always trying to improve and learn from mistakes and learn from what we could do better. So, yeah, we're lucky that our local practice space has managed to reopen with the kind of social distancing guidelines and stuff. So we've met up a few times now in lockdown to kind of start working on ideas. I'm not going to overpromise and start saying when things will start taking shape and coming out, but yeah, we're definitely deep into the writing process. Yeah.
So would you say this has been quite a creative time for you during lockdown?
Yeah, I think just having, because I'm furloughed from my job at the moment, so I think just having the kind of open time where, you know, the responsibilities of work and life are just kind of all up in the air has really kind of lent into being able to be creative without having other things in the background kind of getting in the way. I mean, Luke's a bit of a machine. I mean, he's got his family, and Luke's been working all throughout lockdown, and he's managed to kind of really get stuck in and come up with loads of ideas. So, hoping it'll start taking shape soon.
I wish you all the very best with the new release and with next year, whatever gigs and festivals you have planned. I'm sure we'll hear all about it. And I look forward to seeing you live, because you're a band that I haven't seen live yet.
No. Well, we look forward to it. Yeah. Yeah,
it would have been. If things had gone as planned, I would have seen you at the Outlaw weekend, but we'll be well next year. So
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Love to talk to you and the rest of the band, and take care.
Yeah, you too. Thanks very much.
Bye.